Hello, folks. This is January 2010, and I'm interviewing author Gino Valentino, who has written the book End of Zodiac. And Mr. Valentino was a police officer in Colma, California in 1970, and he met a fellow in his police work and who became a person of interest in a famous crime of the time. And I'm going to ask him some questions, and he's going to answer about this person that he was knew for a couple of years. And I'll start right now. Now, you met this fellow named Wayne in your police work. Now, how exactly did you meet him in your police work at the beginning?
Well, when I had an accident, when there was an accident, they called for a police officer, obviously, and then if there was somebody hurt, I notified to the radio, Mercy Ambulance, and I met Wayne. He was the driver, not a paramedic.
That's Mercy Ambulance.
Mercy Ambulance.
Could you give a brief physical description of him and any kind of emotional type of person he was?
Well, he was shorter than me, so I was guessing 5'8", 5'9", approximately. Weighed about 170 to 180, approximately. And he had a birth defect. He walked with a limp. That's about it. I can remember.
Was he? Would you say he was an excitable person, or a very calm most of the time person, or any strange, fidgety things about him at the start?
He didn't talk much.
Very secretive.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Did he? Is there any other thing about him that you recall from that you saw frequently or noticed or anything?
Yeah, the first time I met him, he had I could see, and he took it out because remember he was just a driver, wasn't a paramedic. He had a horoscope.
Horoscope, okay, one of those astrology
in his pocket.
Type
yes,
things.
yes.
All right then. So after that, did you ever say meet off duty, so to speak, in this chit chat or whatever?
Yeah, well, he knew of me, the way he was talking, and he read about me in the papers because he told me that, and I felt honored.
Why would you have been in the paper other than being a cop?
Well, before that, I was the youngest councilman in California in 1964, and then 1968 I became the youngest mayor in California.
Oh.
I come from a small town, but still I have the honor of being the youngest of,
That's interesting. Why, with this political thing going, why did you decide to become a cop?
Well, I never had much choice. I didn't want to become a cop. I was very religious. I went, before that, I went to be a priest in a seminary, and it didn't last very long, but I mean, I was very religious, so a cop does certain things I didn't believe in, and then one is, he has to kill in the line of duty, and that's one of the commandments. So I didn't want to be a policeman, but I had no choice. My father said, do it, and I done it.
Your father laid down the law.
Well,
he was an important fellow in your community?
My father was the most powerful, one of the most powerful in San Mateo County or more.
Oh, very interesting. How about speaking of religion? Did your friend Wayne, was he strong religious, or didn't he care, or what would you say his religious?
Well, he was. In fact, we went to the shooting range 2 days after that, and I can explain this in my way. He drove a white Impala, and when he got out of the car, he had a helmet, army helmet on, and I was, whoa. Yeah, he had 2 guns, one on each side, on his hip, a bayonet in a holster.
Well, he's ready for war, it sounds like.
in fatigues. You know, wow. I said, well, I never saw that before, only in the movies. So he looked, I should have knew there was something wrong then, but you know, I was naive, I didn't.
Well, that's a fact. How about
And he asked me, during the time he was there at the range, if I would like to go to his church. And I asked, at that time, I can't remember how I asked him, but you know, I asked, I'm a Catholic, I mean, what church is yours? He said the Church of Satan. Whoa.
of Satan?
Yes, Satanism, I know, I don't know what to say in that. I said, I can't do that, that's against my religion. He said, well, just if you want to go, let me know, and I'll take you there, and it's in San Francisco. I never heard of this church.
Yeah, I remember, because I was living close by that area, and I there was a guy named LeVay.
Yeah, I met him.
Was it his church?
I met him. I decided to go, just curiosity, and boy, I tell you, what's the experience? You know, you see the head of a goat, and I mean, that's a sign of the devil, which I didn't know then. It was an experience that I was scared to go because I know I shouldn't be there, but curious.
Did you go back again?
No, never.
Never went
And
back.
then I met Anton LaVey.
Yeah.
He told me, he said he heard about me in the papers. Oh, I said, wow. To myself, I'm well known here. He says, are you going to come again? And I never said nothing. I never ever came again. But Anton LaVey played a role in Rosemary's Baby. He played the devil.
Sounds good casting, I would say.
I mean, he looked like the devil should look.
Right,
Long
I've
ears,
seen pictures of him.
goatee,
Yes.
very distinguished.
I wanted to. You mentioned a shooting range. Tell me about this shooting range. What's that all about?
Well, the shooting range was famous in that time, and before that time. Important people came there all over the police departments of San Mateo County. They came to that range to compete in tournaments. My father was famous, really famous.
Was your father owned the shooting range?
Rented through the cemetery land. It was vacant.
That's right. He lived in the town of dead.
Right, a lot of
and
cemeteries
right.
in Coma, yes. And he rented it to Olivet Cemetery. And my father was a great shot. He was a second in California. My father, excellent shot, excellent, perfect. Can't be no better than my father.
So did you like sometimes you and Wayne would go just the two of you and shoot at targets?
Yeah, a couple times, yes.
So
Again, I didn't know nothing about him.
And you always had that military garb on, like you said?
Yeah, always military and scary. But I just felt he was a lost soul, and I never felt. Remember, I was naive then.
But you never invited any other people to join you?
Yes, no, but other people came there. At one time, the second time, Wayne bought a friend named Bruce, and I had a guy I used to know, Joey C., we'll call him. He was there with me, and let me explain Joey C. who was. I was a cop, but I was a cop that didn't want to be a cop. You have to understand that. Joey C. was arrested previous and went to jail for killing a black juvenile. He did not like black people. I knew that, and maybe I shouldn't have had him in the car the times I had, but I did. He served his time, but Joey C. was a dangerous man. He had a black belt, and he hated people.
Was this Bruce fellow, was he a friend of yours?
No, I just met him through, and I didn't know who he was.